So in the second video, we've created a project, and now we actually want to create our app. So here's an example, an exemplar. It's a different problem. It's called Guess a Secret Number game. So here's my first screen. Now remember, when you create your app, you create the user interface most likely first. So this is the first screen. Got some notes down here. It's the opening screen. Its position is first in the app, so that'll be displayed when the app first runs. And I've got something about play some background music. And the only other thing is I've also said this is a label, so keep in mind over here, these are the only possible elements you can put in your user interface. And I've got a button. So the main ones you'll probably use are button, label. You might use a text area. Text area allows you to put a larger amount of text, like a paragraph. Probably use a text area. Screen is if you've got multiple screens. But anyway, let's implement this first screen. Go to code.org. Go to your project section. So once you log into your dashboard, yep, you're in your dashboard, come down, scroll down, find your app that you've saved previously. And now what we want to do to create the user interface, we go into design view. So go up to the top left. Now this is where you can drag the elements in. So I need a button, and I need a label. And now what we can do is set the properties. You'll see on the right here you have a properties tab. So let's just use the little handles to drag that out a bit. Come over here. I'm going to set like text. Guess a secret number game. Then the button down here. Now this button here I'm going to give an ID. So this will be the play button. Or what did I have actually in my screen design? Yeah, play. So I'll call it play there. And then there's two properties. The actual text displayed is determined by the text property. So if you type play in the text. Now what you can do, you can change colours here. So if you're not happy, you can change the colour. I might just do a basic interface and come back and format later. If I click on the label, I can change the text colour. So let's say I want to use a blue colour. You see that number change, and I might change the size of the text. At the moment the font size, so just the same properties you get in Word. There it is, I'll just drag that out a bit. So there's my basic interface. So that's my first screen. Okay, and you can play around with these properties here, font size. I might center. So that's a starting screen. Okay, let's call this up here. Now I should be able to rename the screen. Oh, it doesn't appear to allow me to rename. I thought I could rename it there, but anyway, that's okay. Now when you're ready, you can just run your program. You click the run button. This is your app here. It's actually now working. You'll see you hover over the play button. When you click on the button, it does nothing. So you're in the run mode. So if you want to go back to the design mode or the code mode, you need to press reset. And now when you're back in this mode, you can change things. So I might change the play button. Make the font size bigger. And I might just try and make the button a bigger button. There we go. You can change background properties. Go up here. Oh, sorry, that's how you change the screen. Go to screen 1. You can change the name here. So I'm going to change this to the opening screen. And I might change the background colour here. Might put not a sort of a yellowy colour. I'm not much of a graphic designer, and there it is. And there we have it. There's our first screen. So that's how you create your screen. So now when you've saved that, or automatically save, what you can do, you can automatically then you can create a new screen by going up here. So now I've got a new screen. If you go back to my design, so that was my first screen with a label and a button. Let's go down to my second screen. So my second screen has the instructions for the game. Guess a secret number between 1 and 100. It has a text input, and it has another button saying check guess. So I'm just going to go back and create that very quickly. I'll put a label. Change that text instructions. I'll put another label. What did I say here? I said guess a secret number that is between 1 and 100. This is where text area might be better, but anyway, I'll use this one. Guess a number between 1 and 100. And then on that screen I've got a text input, so that allows the person to type a number in. There it is there. Again, I can sort of adjust that. Don't worry too much about the formatting at this stage. And then I can add a check guess button. So don't forget to set the properties. So the button here, because we're going to use that, I'm going to give that a name, check guess. Then this is the actual text that will be displayed. You write that in the text property. Everything else is pretty much, I'll just expand that button a bit. This text input, I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to call it guess, so the person will enter a number. And that's the second screen. Now the only thing I want to do here is come over to the far right. You'll see all the different controls or elements, and the labels here I don't need to name. I'll just use what we call the default values. Go to screen 1, and I'm going to call this guess a number screen. Let's put the word screen at the end. And if you want to be consistent, you can use the same color, whatever it was. And there's our second screen. Now if you want to test that that screen works, you press run, and what you'll notice is the first screen will come up. So if I reset that, the opening screen is our first screen. And what we want to do is when you press play, this button here, so let's add some interactivity in the next video so that when you press play, at the moment it does nothing, it should open that second screen. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. So you should have a basic idea of how to create your user interface. Select your controls, set the properties. Don't forget to label the important controls like buttons, the interactive controls. You should give a appropriate name, a descriptive name, and also give the screens up here descriptive names so you know what each screen does, what its function is. Okay, you can have a go now. And when you're ready, you watch